Good morning, everybody. Today we're on lesson 32 and it's on page 168. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is expanded notation of numbers. So if I have a number like 316, expanded notation means to write this times the place that it's in, plus this times the place that it's in, plus this times the place that it's in. So in other words, 3 times 100. So the 1 is in the tens place, so 1 times 10, plus 6 is in the units place, or the ones place, so it's 6 times 1. That's called expanded notation. All right. Okay, so the first example is 250. So 250 is 2 times 100 plus 5 times 10, and because there's a 0 in the units place, we don't need to add anything in there for that. You don't put 0 times 1, you just leave the zeros out. You don't put any value in for them. Okay, so the next one is the opposite of that. Now they're going to give us the expanded notation, 5 times 1,000 plus 2 times 100 plus 8 times 10. Okay, so that's it. So the thousands is the biggest place. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 because that gives me to the thousands place. And that way I know I have to fill in every one of those lines. So there's 5,000, so I put a 5 in the thousands place. There's 2 times 100, so I put a 2 in the hundreds. There's 8 tens, so I put an 8 in the tens place. And then I put a 0 in the units because they didn't give us any units. If you don't put these 4 places out like this, you might make the mistake of leaving the ones out because there isn't any mention of the 1. So that's why I say to go ahead and write the 4 spaces so that you fill them all in. All right. On page 169, they're talking about the hours in the day. So the hours of the day are broken up into AM and PM. And so midnight starts at 12 a.m. and it goes all the way to 11:59 and 59 seconds. And then 12 p.m. starts at noon. Okay, so 12 o'clock p.m. is noon. 12 o'clock a.m. is midnight. So we know that there's 24 hours total in a day, and we know that the morning is broken up into 12 hours and the evening into 12 hours. All right, so keep that in mind. It says Jason started the marathon at 7:15 a.m. He finished the race at 10:10 a.m. How long did it take Jason to run the marathon? Okay, well, when you do this, you take the later time, which would be the 10:10 a.m. Okay, so 10:10 a.m. and you subtract 7:15 a.m. from it. The problem is we can't take 15 away from 10. So what we have to do is we borrow from the hour, okay, 9, and how many minutes are in an hour? 60, right? So we add the 60 to the 10, so this now becomes 70. We haven't changed anything because 70 minutes is an hour and 10, so that would still give us the 10:10, but now we can subtract. So 70 minus 15 is 55, and 9 minus 7 is 2. So it took him 2 hours and 55 minutes to do the marathon. That's really fast because a marathon is 26 miles. So that guy was really hauling. Okay, let's try another one. This is on page 170. It says, what time is 2.5 hours after 10:43 a.m.? 10:43 a.m. and we're adding 2.5 would be 2 and 30 minutes, right? Okay, so if we add 43 and 30, we get 73 and 12. So it's 12, so we know now it's PM because it just went afternoon. But the 73, we can't leave like that. So there are 60 minutes in an hour. So if we subtract 60 here and add 1 here, that becomes, do we call that 13? Well, in military time, we do call it 1300 because the military just counts 24 hours instead of AM and PM. Starting with 12:01, that's PM to us. But then they go 1300, 1400, 1500, and so on and so on. In standard time, we don't do that. So we're not going to say 12 plus 1. It's just going to be 1 p.m. And then 73 minus 60 is 13. So it's 1:13 p.m. All right? Okay, you guys. Make sure you graded that assignment from Friday. Give it to Miss Dakota. And then go ahead and get started on this lesson. Have a good day.